In this video, we are going to go over the Giancarlo Bodoni versus Ronaldo Jr. match at CJI2. The first bit of action starts at 7 minutes 18 seconds, where Ronaldo shoots for a takedown and grabs a single leg. Notice how Giancarlo immediately gets that underhook on his right side, and that prevents Ronaldo from being able to clasp his hands, and then he has to give up the takedown. Shortly after that exchange, you notice in this frame that both athletes are pushing into each other. Giancarlo uses Ronaldo's momentum and pulls his weight back, and also pulls Ronaldo with him. First with the tie-up on his left arm, and also with the hand grip he already has on his right hand. That causes Ronaldo to go off balance, and as he's going for the single leg, notice how he has this strong frame with his left arm. This is causing problems for Ronaldo because he's not able to defend the single leg properly the way Giancarlo did just a few seconds ago. So instead of trying to fight the single leg, Ronaldo decides to go for a scissor leg takedown and tries to enter the legs. As they go down, notice that Giancarlo responds by bringing his knee to the right hand side. This prevents Ronaldo from getting completely under Giancarlo. This prevents Giancarlo from being in a compromised position. In this clip here, you'll see what a proper scissor leg takedown is supposed to look like.
Grab the left, rotate. So, as I'm applying scissor takedown, I want to collect the far leg. And common mistake, it's not a mistake, just not an efficient model. People underhooking, overhook, catch the far heel. So I'm here, as I'm applying, as when his leg is in the air, I'll grab it like this. And at this time, once the takedown is complete, I will separate. The deeper he was on a single, the more I will trap his arms. So even if he's hypothetically in contention for hand fight, now he's not. I'm pinching him with my knees. Alright? And me personally, people triangle legs, perfectly fine. What I do, I get my heel on top of his hips, so it's a little bit counter lever. Right? Radius here, pinch, and I hit and finish.
Now normally when you go for a scissor leg takedown, the person being taken down ideally has both knees pointing the same way. That allows you the leverage to be able to bring them down to the mat, and also it gives you a lot of options to start attacking the legs from there. But Giancarlo does a very smart positioning move where he brings his knee to the other side, which forces Ronaldo's legs to lock under the knee line. But now essentially Giancarlo has his right leg free from this position, and even though Ronaldo continues to try to attack the legs, they're in a much more neutral position than they were before. Now Ronaldo is trying to attack that right leg of Giancarlo, and notice how Giancarlo is being very diligent about peeling that heel off of his hips and trying to keep inside position with his left arm. Ronaldo realizes that he's not going to be able to win that inside position, and so he tries to transition into X-guard. Giancarlo is very aware of this, and he uses his right hand to post on Ronaldo's left leg so he isn't able to complete that X-guard, and that allows him to step over with his right leg, and then from there he's able to pull out his left leg out of any danger. From here, Giancarlo is trying to put the pressure on Ronaldo, inching himself closer and closer, and then when he steps forward with his right foot, Ronaldo takes that advantage, grabs the leg, and then he tries to enter into K-guard from here. However, this K-guard is not complete because Giancarlo does have inside position with his right arm under Ronaldo's right leg. However, Ronaldo is able to get his left leg free and looks to try to isolate Giancarlo's right leg from here. However, Giancarlo does another great positioning move where he switches his hips from facing to the left to face to the right. And you'll notice in this position here, not only is Giancarlo pretty safe from any leg locks from here, but he's also getting towards the back as well. So Giancarlo lays to his left side, and now that leg that Ronaldo was originally attacking is actually trapping Ronaldo's left leg from here. And because he's able to bring his left leg under, he's able to grab a hook and he starts going towards the back from here. Immediately, Ronaldo starts going into defense mode. He's posting against Giancarlo's face here, trying to position himself as high as possible so he's able to get his shoulders to the mat, and he's also trying to get his legs free at the same time. At this point, Giancarlo knows that he's not going to be able to get a clean back take from here, and so he uses this hook on his right side and he tries to transition into side control with a seatbelt grip. From here, Ronaldo defends by doing a reverse shrimp, plants his left foot to the mat, and he uses that to drive his right elbow to the mat from here. That breaks the seatbelt grip, and then he's able to recover back into his open guard. So far, some very nice exchanges and transitions from both athletes. Again, Ronaldo goes for another leg entry and tries to attack Giancarlo's right leg. Giancarlo is able to again peel that foot off of his hip, and while he's pulling out his leg like he did last time, Ronaldo decides to follow and tries to wrestle up from here. As a response, Giancarlo goes for a head and arm grip, and now Ronaldo has to worry about the guillotine from here. You'll notice that Ronaldo has his right hand on the grips of Giancarlo, which means that he really can't commit to this single leg that he has. That allows Giancarlo to pull out his right leg, and as soon as Ronaldo tries to stand, Giancarlo briefly puts him in a standing cradle, pushes him up against the pit wall, and now there's nothing Ronaldo can do except go back into open guard from here. Again, Giancarlo starts putting on heavy pressure on Ronaldo's guard, looking to pass the legs, but eventually Ronaldo is able to create enough space where he feels like it's a good opportunity to start wrestling up again. But once again, Giancarlo uses that to his advantage to grab a head and arm grip like he did last time, except now that Ronaldo is more committed to this takedown, Giancarlo tries to go for the guillotine, but he wasn't able to get full guard, and Ronaldo uses that momentum to do a forward roll to avoid being put in that guillotine. Now in this frame here, Ronaldo is trying to go to his left hand side so he can get on top of Giancarlo. But something that we really need to point out is that Giancarlo had this really strong chin strap on Ronaldo, and because he had head control, he was able to keep Ronaldo's chin more centered and pointing to his right side. That prevents Ronaldo from being able to turn into Giancarlo, and that really made all the difference between Giancarlo being on bottom and him maintaining top position from here. So we get back into the head and arm grip here. This time around, Giancarlo tries to transition towards the back, but notice how he has his left arm still on Ronaldo's right side. This is very risky because now Ronaldo can dive his left shoulder to the mat, and Giancarlo has no chance of being able to get that seatbelt grip. And with no seatbelt grip, Ronaldo is able to continue rolling, and he's able to land on top in Giancarlo's closed guard. Now, even though Giancarlo is on bottom now, he did not hesitate at all to continue having a good position from bottom, and he has these strong double underhooks on Ronaldo. Because Ronaldo has his posture broken and he's trying to pull his upper body out of this position, that gives Giancarlo the opportunity to start walking up his legs, and now he starts getting into a more offensive position from here. Now Giancarlo has his legs up very high, and he's in a great position to start attacking. In this position here, it looks like there isn't really much going on, but essentially both athletes are waiting for each other to make a mistake from here. But instead of posturing up, Ronaldo tries to pull himself out, and you'll notice that he does this little pull, and that makes all of the difference in this position. Now Giancarlo's left leg is past the shoulder line, and that's very important because that's what you need to start attacking from here. Ronaldo made that mistake. Giancarlo starts immediately transitioning into an armbar attack from here. Ronaldo does have enough awareness at this point to be able to get his left hand behind Giancarlo's left knee, and that's going to be able to buy him some time to defend this armbar. Ronaldo is still defending the armbar with that grip with his left hand, and instead of continuing to go for the armbar from here, Giancarlo extends his left leg to get rid of that grip that Ronaldo had with his left hand. And from there, he's able to bring that over Ronaldo's head, and then he's able to transition to the back with a body triangle. A beautiful transition from Giancarlo to stay in a really good attacking position from here. Now Ronaldo does have both hands posted to the mat, he has his hips up high, and Giancarlo is pretty high onto the back right now. He's in a little bit of danger of falling off from back control. So in order to break down Ronaldo, Giancarlo has his underhook with his left arm, and then he uses his right arm to remove Ronaldo's left posting hand. That forces him back to the mat, and it also allows him to have this Kimura grip as well. So now we're back to the mat. Giancarlo has his body triangle, and he can continue trying to attack for the rear naked choke from here. And Ronaldo is doing a good job of making sure that he's in a position where, yes, it's very uncomfortable, but he's not being really choked out from here, and he is able to defend it eventually. But we also have to note that both of Giancarlo's arms are above Ronaldo's shoulders. What this means is that he's going to have less control of Ronaldo's upper body compared to if he had a seatbelt grip or if he had double underhooks from the back. Ronaldo uses that to his advantage by using the space that he's given, and he uses his frame with his right arm to be able to get his back to the mat. And although he was able to escape back control, Giancarlo does a really good job of grabbing his head, posting his left hand to the mat, and maintaining the mount position from here. We also have to remember at this point of the match, there's only a minute and 30 seconds left. This is the last match between Team New Wave versus Atos, and it pretty much decides who goes on to the finals. So Ronaldo cannot wait here and stay patient until he can find a way out of mount. He has to keep moving from here. And then he decides to bridge to his left hand side to look to escape. That gives Giancarlo an opportunity to start attacking for a rolling armbar from here. So he's able to get his leg behind Ronaldo's head. He's able to have his hips facing to his left hand side towards Ronaldo. And notice how initially Giancarlo first grabs the near side leg, but if you really want the most maximum leverage, you go for the far side leg. And so that's exactly what he does. He brings that closer to him, and then he's easily able to roll Ronaldo onto his back, bring his left leg over the head, and starts attacking the armbar from here. You can see that Giancarlo is trying to directly attack the hands to break the grip from here, but he also has to make sure that he doesn't get rolled over as well. So for a brief second, he has to bring his left arm to the mat. And that gives Ronaldo just enough time to transition his grips to a better armbar defense. Now from here, Ronaldo switches his hips from facing the ceiling to facing to the mat, which means he's trying to get on top position and stack Giancarlo. Giancarlo initially puts his left hand to the mat because he wants to stop Ronaldo from being able to turn into him, but Giancarlo does see an opportunity where he feels like he's able to push Ronaldo's left elbow up, which would break the armbar defense, and he would be able to finish the submission from here. However, as he goes to push, Ronaldo is able to use that opportunity to get back on top, and Giancarlo wasn't able to capitalize in that moment. However, right away, you'll notice that Giancarlo again starts attacking Ronaldo's right hand, and he peels off that grip that was attached to his own bicep. And now that it's no longer attached to his arm, he's able to scoop Ronaldo's wrist, isolate the arm, and then he's able to finish the submission from there. Overall, a very technical match from both guys. Ronaldo had some really good defense, but Giancarlo was able to stay one step ahead. He had great transitions, and eventually all of those transitions led to the final armbar. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown, and I will see you in the next video.